Welcome back to the week, ladies and gentlemen. I am now being joined by some of our patrons from our downtown area that have been instrumental in helping us in some boot drives here. I want to first start out by introducing the owner of 86'd, Mr. Giovanni Ugaldi, and also from Kia of LaGrange, Mr. AJ King.
Hey.
Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing today? Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure to sit down with both you gentlemen. And AJ, I know you're natural at this. You like me. You got the gift of gab, okay?
There you go.
I'm going to start out, if you don't mind, by just going back over to Gio. I call him Gio, Giovanni. Giovanni, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Hollywood, Florida. Moved here about 2 years ago, pretty much to honestly start a family and have a slower
the slow pace. Okay, I understand. And you have started that family. I know that too, to be true.
I have a baby girl. She's 1 and 3 months.
Okay.
Named Stasi.
All right. Beautiful young lady. Beautiful young lady. And Gio, you're the owner of 86'd. Tell everybody where that's located, if you don't mind.
It's located on 109 Main Street, right across the street from Main Street Pub, right next door to Yama.
Okay. All
right there near the square.
All right.
Specialize in craft beer and craft spirits.
Okay, well, very good. And AJ, as I mentioned earlier, you like myself, you have the gift of gab. Tell us a little bit about it, if you don't mind.
I mean, I've been in LaGrange for a long time now, since about 4th grade. I moved around a lot as a kid, but this is where I settled. But I've been here for like almost 20 years now.
Okay.
But I sell cars. We're at Kia of LaGrange. You don't know where that is. It's right on the Parkway. I also help Giovanni and some other companies around town with their social media and some of their social media projects. Like I got to be a part of the fundraisers on both sides because Kia LaGrange, we had a boot drive this past Saturday. So that was, and I got to help out Giovanni and 86'd with their fundraiser too. It was really fun.
Very good. And let's talk about the fundraiser. And I know Gio, you and Marina, the mother of your child, are here, and you all saw this in the paper. So what did you all see when you saw that?
Well, actually, it was brought to my attention by Mr. AJ King.
Okay.
It was actually more of his idea.
Okay.
But I do have family that serves in the fire department in Miami-Dade and in the police department. So right when I heard that, I was like, let's go and do it.
Okay. All right. And what did you all do, AJ? I know that you all had an event.
Yeah, we had an event, and so Gio was donating a portion to his sales, and then he actually just added more money to it too. But and we invited Mrs. DeMonte, Stephanie DeMonte out there. She's the one selling the LFD Strong stickers, and really shout out to her because she's paying for it 100% of her money, and then donating 100% of all of that money that she gets to the injured firemen. So she's actually losing money every sticker she sells.
Oh my!
So so we had a couple people out there, but it was really cool going out there and seeing people who just you'd never really see out. The kind of oh, I've never seen you here before. Okay, what are you here for? Yeah, absolutely. That's why they're there. So that was really cool.
And you all, the event that you all had the fundraiser was held on Thursday, a week or so ago. And you, Gio, you said donated a percentage of your proceeds.
Yeah, we donated 15% of our final sales. We also had a little button on the POS system that you can actually donate more.
Okay.
It was $1, $5, and $10 and $20 that you can, and we had like a little box that you can actually donate cash in if you didn't have a card.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. Well, and you mentioned earlier, Gio, that you have family members that serve in the fire and police in Metro Dade. What does it mean to be a part of our community and doing that now? How does that? I mean, tell us about what does that mean for you?
Honestly, it feels great. I'm not. I'm kind of new to this community, and anything I could do to actually help out, I'm always there. I'll be there.
Okay. And AJ, you've been here 20+ years now. You say kind of, I guess, a face in the community as well. When you guys were doing the fundraising event, and I know there's just been an outpouring of support, from the Kia, from 86'd, from the various community organizations. For you to be involved, what does that mean for you, AJ?
Well, I mean, for years, I actually had 2 roommates that were firemen. Justin Fambro and Chris Hansford. They worked right around here. But beyond that, my sister, she's a police officer. And honestly, I've said it for years and years and years. It takes a special kind of person to be willing to run into a burning building. You know, that's not normal human mentality. You know, our instinct is to run away.
That's right.
But they have to completely bypass that instinct and go straight into that. And honestly, that's amazing. Like, just, I mean, the 4 injured, they were searching for people. You know, I mean, thank God there was no one in there. But I mean, they were searching, they put their own lives at risk, and I mean, they're affected by this permanently. You know, and it's just that willingness to do that and sacrifice is just, I mean, that's incredible to me.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right about the fact when you see fire, most of us, we do the direct opposite.
Yeah.
As these men and women go into the harm's way there. And you said Kia had a boot drive this
Yeah,
past
we had a boot
Saturday.
drive. We had some firemen out there. They brought one of their buses out there, but we had some firemen out there. Todd Parrish, my general manager, I know he donated some money, and we had customers, and all the employees, you know, were donating money on Saturday, and so they're going to be giving that to the LaGrange Fire Department too, to try to, you know, just, I mean, any little bit counts, you know.
Absolutely. And Gio, this was your first one. Do you have plans for others, do you think?
Sure. Actually, me and AJ outside was talking. We should do something else.
Okay.
And near future, like very soon.
Okay. Absolutely.
Sooner better than later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, because when you think about it, a lot of times when the event happened and closest to the event, everybody's on board and giving and contributing. But as Mike Webb stated a moment ago, he was my guest on earlier, you know, months, days, years after this, these gentlemen, and as you stated, AJ, they're going to be permanently with these injuries.
Of course.
You know? So, you know, in my opinion, we need to continue to support these gentlemen and their families as they continue to give back and serve our community as well.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, like, it's not many people actually realize, but it's very important. Like, yeah, the city they're still getting money from the city, but I mean, if you don't know this, firemen, it's hard for them to live off just that one income. So a lot of these guys, you know, a fireman cuts my grass every week. You know, a lot of these guys have side jobs. They have side businesses because they work 24, they're off 48. They work for AMR, they work other jobs. And so they lost all that income too, and which that's something you need to realize. And you know, I mean, their families are affected. Their families are having to take care of them. You know, they're you know, doing their family leave act so they can, you know, help out too. So that's.
You're absolutely right, and that's a very good point that you make, AJ, because you're absolutely right. A lot of them do have their side, you know, grass cutting or whatever, they're especially painting or whatever that may be. So that's a loss of income, not just from those, but also from the city of LaGrange. Well, and I know that you all had a great event there, and I think that there's going to be a presentation at the closing of our segment here to Sergeant Mike Webb to the LaGrange Fire Department. And G, I just want to ask again, in your capacity as a restaurant owner, what would you want the community to do if you had another event, a fundraising event? What would you ask the community to do?
Personally, I would love for everybody to actually come out, show as much support as possible, and donate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Just donate.
Donate. And I also want to, you know, you all have been in our downtown area. Most people may not know this, but about 3 or 4 weeks ago, you celebrated 1 year in business. Talk about that if you don't mind.
Yeah. It was very exciting. We celebrated our 1 year anniversary. We had kind of like a party on Flagpole Park. We had multiple bands, 4 or 5 bands. We had local vendors, 505, Wild Leap, Beacon. It was pretty awesome. A lot of people showed support, came out. Yeah. Pretty hot, but
it was very
always that in Georgia, right?
It was awesome.
I told him he should have opened in November.
Maybe it'll be a little bit cooler, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Well, you know, we want to welcome you and your family here to our community, just like AJ. You know, and I'd always like to ask, what was it that brought you to LaGrange? You know, was there anything particular other than to raise the family, that slower pace of life, you think?
Actually, more of a slower pace of life. Just South Florida. Lived in Hollywood my whole life. Moved to Fort Lauderdale, then Miami for like 4 or 5 years. It's just traffic, everything, and I was just kind of sick of it.
I got you. And
I love it down here now. Like it's my home.
Very good. And here's a little bit, a little unknown fact about Gio. he's a pretty good cook too.
Very good.
And I definitely want to have you come back on the show and kind of show us some of that South Florida flavor style.
Some Cuban cuisine.
There we go. So that's a bet, right?
It's a deal.
That's a deal. All right. Well, AJ, again, we want to thank you for bringing it to Gio's attention to get involved. And I just want to thank both of you gentlemen for being involved. And at the closing of this segment, as I stated, I know that you all have a presentation that we want to make to Sergeant Mike Webb.
Yes, sir.
So I want to say thank you both for what you do in our communities. And definitely, I know that the community will continue to come out and support our injured firefighters as they are on a long road to recovery. So I want to say thank you both for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment. And as we close out, I want to make sure that we do our part to support the LaGrange Fire Department from the community. So I will now turn it over to Mr. AJ King.
Hey, my name's AJ. I just help Gio with some promotions. If you don't know, he owns a bar downtown called 86'd. He's not from here, but as soon as I talked to him and told him what was going on about the firemen, he was, oh, let's do something. Let's do something. He immediately jumped on the bandwagon. So we've been here like 3 years, but he's super involved in the community and loves helping out in any single way. And so it was really cool. We had a really nice benefit party for the firemen and raised a bunch of money. And hopefully, the fundraising doesn't stop. But yeah, it was really.
We'll go ahead and make that presentation to Mr. Mike.
Hey, thank you guys for everything you do.
Sir.
All right.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining City Week this week. And make sure you come back once again and join us at City Week.